All right, call the meeting to order at 5:35. Everyone have a chance to review the minutes of April 5th,
Yes.
Can't have April 5th meeting. Can't have April
March
5th.
5th. Wise guy.
Make a motion to accept the minutes as published.
David,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any bills?
Well, there's two of them, and there's two on the board.
Wow, he's funny one today, huh? Thank God we're not signing one of these for him tonight. No correspondence, no site visits. This guy wants to leave early, so we'll make him wait. Well, informal. Discussion with Frank Gallagher. State your name for the record, sir.
It's Frank Gallagher, and I'm here representing owners of property on Pine Street, two separate owners. And we did an ANRAD on this property about 2 years ago now, I guess. It's one of the owners is Carol Sullivan, and the other one is Marie and Richard Smith, under realty trusts, but essentially those are the owners of the property. So, like I say, we did an ANRAD. It's still in place, still, valid, and they have asked me to begin working on a subdivision for this property. So I'm at a point where what I'd like to do is do some deep holes and some perk tests and some groundwater observations, and I need to do them for a couple of reasons. One, for the stormwater controls, and also for lots in the subdivision that.
Microphone?
Turn your microphone. Is that on, Frank?
Yeah, it's not because it's showing up there now.
Okay.
Good? Okay. All right. So I need to do some test holes. And the way this property's configured, I have a narrow wetland that really runs through the entire length of the property. So I can't get to a portion of it without tracking through that wetland, and I didn't want to do anything without talking to the commission and letting you know what we want to do at least, and then see if you have input as far as how we should proceed. I brought copies of the plan if you want them. So what we've got is, we've got Pine Street that runs like this, north and south. And then Route 24 is right up here, so you get to a point where Pine Street dead ends, not far from this site. And the property has got frontage here and here. These are all lots that were deeded out previously and already built on.
What's that cemetery? Sorry to interrupt you. Where's the cemetery, the old cemetery that we saw out there?
The cemetery's right up, if you look at the topography, the cemetery's right up on this highest point on the property. I don't actually have it outlined here.
Okay.
Is that where the indentation is, on the
Yes.
lot line there?
Yeah,
There's a little square
actually, yeah,
cutout?
if you look at the locus, it
Yeah.
is kind of cut out right there.
There was a field, as you came up this
Right.
cart path,
Yeah.
you walked along the cart path.
Because we walked that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there was a field where the kids have been riding quads off to
That's
the,
right.
the right,
Yep.
and the cemetery was on the top of this
Yeah.
high
So
knoll
it's
here.
right- so it's
Yeah,
right
That
about
should,
with
that should be marked out,
Yeah.
because if you're gonna be tracking through there, Frank, it takes an act of Congress to mess around with the cemetery.
Okay.
So it needs to be marked out, especially if it's an old Indian cemetery.
Okay.
Then it needs to be preserved and stuff. So I will definitely want to see that marked out.
That's
Okay.
one comment I'm gonna make right at the start, that we sent a letter definitely to the Raynham,
Historical.
well, the historical or the cemetery
Archaeology,
department,
Yeah.
to make sure that we're doing it right.
Well, the cart path actually kind of runs right through the middle of the cemetery
Yeah,
on both
'cause that's
sides
where
of
we
you
walk.
when you're traveling this cart path. And there is the remains of some fences there.
Where is this? Right at that 70, where the 70
Yeah.
high spot is?
Yes.
Well, see, it's not even identified here, Frank. It's not identified on the plan, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It needs
it's
to be
not-
identified.
No, it isn't. And, yeah, that didn't even really occur to me. But I do have it identified on the other plans that I've done. I just didn't show it here.
Mhm.
But I guess that, apart from that, if you look, you'll see a cart path that comes in, and you'll see it as these dashed parallel lines. And it comes in just along the property line, and then at a point, when you get to the top of the hill, it starts to turn, and it comes right through the wetland, right here, around flags 75, KL, R, and S. And like I say, it's a real narrow spot, but we did go through, and it's definitely a BVW. So it's probably 20 feet, maybe 25 at the most, that I need to, track a machine through so that I can get to the other upland portion of the site and do some test holes. So I thought we could offer to, we're looking at a rubber-tired backhoe is what we'd use.
Definitely, I wouldn't do a rubber tire. Because what happens is, in that wetlands area, if you hit a soft spot, it will start spinning
Okay.
and create a lot more ruts than, so
How deep do you need to go?
With the deep holes, 10 feet,
I
12
mean,
feet.
excavator can do
Yeah.
10 feet. And it's not a ledgy, I've looked at the source in the area.
Yep.
It's not ledgy and it's
No.
not boulder, so I would rather see a track of a mini excavator
Okay,
that will be able to
Okay.
cross the wetlands without
with rubber
creating ruts,
tracks.
without creating ruts.
Yep.
No, it doesn't have to be rubber track, you just want a track machine, yeah.
Okay, all right. And so, should we, I didn't know whether you might want us to lay plywood down, or whether...
If you're gonna lay anything that where it will be more like those meshes that look like the blanket, those big heavy mesh.
Okay,
Yeah, if you don't have those, I wouldn't do a plank either.
okay,
Yeah, just go through
And
and,
actually, the people that will probably dig the holes have big mats they could lay across.
right, yeah. So I don't mind, I wouldn't do planks. Planks are useless.
What are you
okay.
talking, like a plastic mat?
It's like a wire, but heavy.
We
That you
actually-
see on construction sites.
Yeah, so they can go through areas.
We actually
without
have
sinking.
4x8 sheets
Mhm.
now, 4x10s,
Yeah.
Get out.
that are
Yeah,
plastic
I'm trying to picture.
with
The big.
Little
hooks on the
openings in the-
bottom,
yeah.
no openings in them, it sits flat, you can drive right over it.
To lay them down, or some of the
Good.
crane trucks.
Yeah.
Pick them up.
That would probably be the best bet.
Right, but
It just disperses the
the
weight.
load.
Is there flowing water in the wetland area that you guys want to cross?
That's a
Right
stream that
now, I'm
actually,
not sure. There probably is.
Just not at the-
Most of the times I've been out there, unless you're in the summertime, there has been some water flow right through
right
that
through here,
spot.
especially down in here.
Down further?
That's an actually defined channel. The water flows through. And then
Kind of
opens
on the
up
whippoorwills.
here.
On the whippoorwills.
Well,
There's a book here that we
there's a
sent.
definite channel as you get down towards this way.
It's not called out as a pool.
It's not?
Well, I wouldn't qualify because you have BVW on both sides, but that is what is actually providing the bordering, right? To be bordering vegetated wetlands, you have to border stream, perennial, intermittent. This one here is an intermittent stream, it definitely is not perennial. But they've got a perennial water body over here. Okay, and they've mapped that out too.
The times that I've seen water, it's really runoff, I
Yeah.
think, that travels through there. It's not a brook or anything like that. And in fact, there's leaves that stay right there in the bottom. So it's,
not
you
even
know,
washing them down.
it looks to me like it's runoff that flows through that section.
The contour is sort of leaning towards that, right?
Mhm.
Does anyone have anything further?
Yeah, but generally, soil testing is allowed under the Wetlands Protection Act without, as long as they maintain a 50-foot setback. But in this particular case, they're crossing, but if they take the measures that we're talking about, putting the mat down, definitely not a rubber tire backhoe. It's gonna make a mess. You want a track machine there, but like a mini excavator.
Okay.
And just do all your testing at least 50 feet from the established BVW.
Mhm. Once we get past that point, we'll make sure we're beyond 50 feet before we do anything.
Can we ask, would it be right to ask for before and after pictures?
Well, when they do it, I'll go out.
Oh, you're gonna be out there?
Yeah, I'll go out and it's.
Just to see what kind of damage
Exactly,
happened at the end?
right.
How deep is it?
So he needs to call the office to let out, I'll call my cell phone when you're ready to do it.
The area that you intend to cross, how deep and wide?
It's between 20 and 25 feet wide, and deep, it really, it just
Just slopes
cuts
gradually?
down a foot or two.
So it's not a drastic drop down into
Oh, no.
a good bank, so it's a
No.
gradual, but, so the
From
mats will
not-
probably work. I'm just saying.
It
No,
drops real
no.
steep as you're coming down, but then, once you get to the wetland, it's almost flat.
No, see what the property, Frank, actually, you got the cat path right here? Okay, cutting that up behind the Leclerc's property, you wanna come down here, I definitely don't wanna be going through here, because it is steep over here. So you're gonna have to track through here. Now over here, it opens up a little bit. Now you might have to take down a couple stone walls right here to get across. But it's okay, because the stone wall is not a boundary marker over here, it's an interior wall. But I definitely don't wanna be coming through here.
Does that cart path already cross through it or not?
Yeah,
No.
the cart path crosses through the wetland right there.
Yeah, but you're going down a pretty steep bank there.
Right. And and run a machine that's got a diesel in it. So,
I kind of agree with that, so come in the flatter area here, and
It's 20 feet, isn't it?
Versus coming here, which is
yeah, going from a height of 20 to a height of 50, versus over here, you're going from 50 to 46.
Well, this piece over here,
Over here, Bill.
this vacant lot, they could actually come in here then and just straight back.
right here.
Well,
Because this is
yeah.
theirs too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only problem is, if my memory serves me right, Bill, as you get down to this lower portion here, behind these houses here, the
Yeah.
Kimberly, this channel opens up a lot wider. So the higher you come up here without getting into that real steep back,
The narrow of the impact
the
area.
narrower you're gonna have an impact on the
Yeah.
See,
BVW.
that's what I'm saying, over here, you wanna be over here.
Cross at 85, 86,
That's what I'm
85,
talking about here, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Probably, yeah.
Between flag 85 and
It's not-
flag 88.
It's not
yeah,
a-
if you start going down lower towards the
Right, right.
56, 97, that
I was
area,
thinking that
the channel gets
85
wider.
is the narrowest point.
with the less elevation changes.
Yeah,
all right,
Those are 2-foot contour lines.
yeah.
Yep.
So you want to require that the crossing is done between flags 82 and 86 in that
No,
area?
flag 85 and 89.
Okay.
That's where it's nice and level.
Down here.
Okay.
Feet and 10.
Because if you're looking at 82 there, if you have... it's a
Well, it
little
drops
bit-
off pretty good
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
so I want to be between 85 and 88.
88, 85, 88.
All right. I mean, that's, the contours here are dropping 2 feet and 10. So that's like a 20% grade going down that steepest point. And it is steep.
Yeah.
If you came in higher, you'd have to take care of the stone wall here and here on both locations. Here, it's just one spot. If you came up higher, you'd encounter a stone wall twice. Here, you only encounter it once, between 85 and 88.
All right,
All right.
everybody,
So, okay.
everybody feel safe between wetland flag 85 and 88, they can make the crossing?
With the necessary mats, and those will be on site.
Maybe we need that in the form of a motion.
Yeah.
Make a motion that we allow the crossing to do the test boring, would you say 80 to 85, Azu?
85 to 88.
85 to 88.
And then we'll be notified 24 hours prior to the date that they're...
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, if you could sit down for an hour, then we'll let you go. Continued enforcement order, RK and MassDOT. We have a letter that Gail's gonna read into the record.
All
That's the-
24 pages.
Yeah,
I think she made copies for everybody.
All 24 pages.
Bill Reynolds wanted her to do that, he just didn't want to tell her himself. So a permit has been granted by MassDOT for the replanting.
Good night, Frank.
Okay. Now, and they require it to be done by May 1st also.
Yep.
As you can see, the letter that you got that was written is incorporated in this 24-page thing.
Okay.
That's just the first part of it.
They seem to be working together a little better at this point.
This is all that they needed to proceed, right? They
Yep.
were waiting for this, so they're ready to go.
Has they made any headway on the other half of the project? The
They
drainage?
finally got out and started working on the snow melted and they could start getting their elevations, and I saw the survey crew out there. They hired someone that MassDOT wanted them to hire to do the study and determine what can and can't be done, and they're doing a traffic study in the back of the building and turning radiuses and where do they have room that they can, so there's a lot going on right now.
That's the Walmart letter. We need your signature on it so it can be sent out. Azu finished it. Just need
Did
chairman's...
everyone have a chance to look at this?
Yeah.
Letter to Walmart?
Yep.
Everybody happy with it?
Looks very good, Bill.
Okay. Planning Board was holding a hearing 2 weeks ago tomorrow night. I was sitting home watching it. Walmart came up, trying to get, what's that permit? They want temporary occupancy permit. And I was listening to everything. So I came to the meeting, and they hadn't finished. And Planning Board made the no salt conditions a perpetual condition,
Okay, good.
so that they seem to have pretty big teeth over there, so.
The other letter in the correspondence was the one from 95 South Street East. Azu wanted to address that one.
Yeah, so I did go up at 95, just to update you. 95 for South Street East by GB Sons. And they staked out the buffer line. There's a couple of areas in the back where the fence is that are, that you can clearly see wetlands, and there's some work that was previously done. But everything right now looks fine to me. And I think they've complied with the letter that we sent out. We had asked when Paul Bamila came in, we gave him 4 items that he needed to address and before they can proceed with the work. We did get a call, so that you know. I think I mentioned it at last meeting, I'm not sure. We did get a call, anonymous phone call, that there was ongoing activities on that property. And I did go out there. Before I went out there, I called Peter Bermula and said, listen, I met with you, and you guys came to conservation, and you are not supposed to do anything until you do X, Y, Z. Now I've got a call that you are out there doing a lot of work. And we have not seen any communication from you about what, how you were complying with the 4 items raised in the letter. And I told him to meet me out there when I was going out. He didn't show up, but then I was so flabbergasted by the fact that when I got there was nothing being done. I walked the whole property. So I don't know who made that phone call, because here I was leaving a threatening phone call message to Peter, who happened to be out of town, and I guess his office notified him, and he called me and saying, what's going on? I said, well, I'm sorry, I've gone out there and I don't see any issues, However, before you start any work, do those 4 items that we've clearly enumerated in our letter. And he says, no problem. And we got a letter from Larry Silver, and I went out there and everything is fine. So I called Peter, and I told him that I will update the commission, and I told him that as far as I'm concerned, the commission had made a minor modification determination subject to us doing the letter and them complying with the letter, so the project can go forward. And that's that.
Let the record show that I didn't listen.
It was obvious you weren't paying attention.
There was no action by the commission anyway.
Right, it's just an update.
Okay,
I'll give you a quick update. Meeting tomorrow morning, there's supposed to be a meeting, 11 o'clock, for the Shell Station. You said you were going to make it?
I thought that was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
got changed.
Oh, good, I wasn't able to make this today, but.
I wasn't.
You were lucky to make it tonight.
I know.
Is anybody going to make it tomorrow?
What did we see? Did we see something on their property?
Yes, there is
Okay.
a DEP file number.
All
So
right.
they have filed before there.
Who are the applicants?
11 o'clock tomorrow morning. 8,
Don't
was
tell
it?
us.
Huh?
They haven't told us.
Which one's the Shell Station? Is that the one?
That's across.
Opposite corner
Off of 600.
of Bob's store. Stop.
Okay.
So the old gas.
Cross-
Next to
Yes.
Papagino's.
Yeah, across
Okay,
from
so I was
Friendly's.
thinking, it's not the first one as you come off the ramp, it's the second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's right across from the Hess
Right
station.
across from
Yes.
that,
Yeah, and the Friendly's.
That's been vacant for a while.
Correct.
Couple of years.
But if you look at the GIS map, it doesn't look like there's any wetlands behind there. It looks like it's offset to the back, but we know those GIS maps
Yeah,
aren't
and
right.
there is a file downstairs with a DEP file number for that piece of property. I have it pulled and it's
Okay.
already set.
Because it probably all fell within the border because of the river that runs out by Sullivan Tire and all behind those
It's too
malls.
far away, but I believe there's something there.
I'm available tomorrow at 11. If the,
It's not within the 200-foot, you don't think?
No, because the river's on the backside of Village South.
Yeah, but it cuts back in ways. I wouldn't be surprised. It's right on the corner of Papagino's, I bet you.
Because when we did Dunkin' Donuts, it still goes behind Dunkin'
GIS
Donuts.
map of the property.
Well, just so everybody knows, it's tomorrow morning.
Oh, we have a copy of that?
No, that's when I bring that along.
Maybe, yeah, close.
I can't do 11 tomorrow.
Are we looking at it here?
So
Yeah.
Can you
I
come?
mean, like right there?
No,
I'll
the
come in.
river comes across here, but I thought it might cut back.
You have the file pulled.
I have the file pulled and everything downstairs, it's on the counter.
Are you going to be in the,
We have a 10 o'clock department head meeting, and I will be, hopefully, it's after the department head meeting, so that's why it was planned that way.
right?
This is the property here.
It's,
And then the wetland, this is the GIS map, which could be wrong. But this is the property in question here.
this here is the wet spot, I believe.
Right. Which really,
And this is always an issue out in here,
right,
so
it doesn't look like it extends that far, so.
I think, honestly, that there's a strip in here.
Okay.
But we'll look at that other plan.
Okay, the only other thing I have is the next meeting, April 16th. If there would be a problem, if we could reschedule it to start at 5 o'clock instead of 5:30, there's no objections. We have two people that I have to contact, it would be RK, just to let them know we're going to start a half hour earlier, and Pat Nodes. They've got a notice of intent that night, and I don't think they've published it all yet, so I don't think that would be a problem. I'll notify them tomorrow if we vote to schedule to change it for 5. There is a 7 o'clock meeting after in this room here, so if we have more time, just in case, so we don't run over. And
All right with everybody?
Yep, I'm okay.
I'll make a motion.
to change the meeting to 5 on the 16th. I'll make a motion that we adjust the time on the April 16th conservation meeting from 5:30 to 5 PM.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
You should let Paul know, too.
Yes.
Okay, can we move into formal now? Need to issue an order of conditions for Queen Circle Map 12, parcel 12A-14.
You know, there's a pile of rubbles that I thought were on the property, but it's actually to the left of the property, because they've since put the actual lot corners, they've got iron rods at the property corners. I was gonna say, let's amend the order of conditions to require removing of all those debris and piles of trees and tree stumps. But it's not on this lot. It's on the adjacent lot.
So it's not applicable to this order condition.
But can we enforce it as part of the whole subdivision?
The subdivision permit is expired and not valid.
Oh, it's not valid.
Right, this is the one that the town took over.
Yeah, but wasn't it reissued once it changed hands a few times? No?
No, the town is actually finishing the work.
So,
No, that lot is gonna come out for development.
So we'll
I
have
was gonna
to,
say,
so we'll hit it up when that lot comes before
Right.
us. We'll make that as a special order.
And also to get the updated maps and everything,
Right.
so.
And we have a notice of intent filed. I was gonna mention it to him, but I literally forgot. Gallagher filed a notice of intent for lot number 15, which is to the right. When you're facing lot 14, it's to the right.
Is that what happened to your nose? You had the mic going the wrong way?
Well, he's paying attention. So it's to the right of, when you're facing lot 14, it's to the right. He shows you wetlands, where the same way Brad Fitzgerald showed, with the wetlands coming up to the street. So I think they basically just copied the same old plan.
Okay, can we finish this
Oh,
first?
sorry, no, because it's kind
We need
of,
a vote, okay.
no, I'm just kind of updating, never mind, sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Finish,
I
I
just,
value your opinion.
no,
Is the order conditions all set with no specials? It's already.
no, we did the special, but I wanted to go look because I knew they made some changes to it. And they added a detail. That detail is kind of hopeless because they changed the grading so that it's only a foot difference. You know, you only really need a detail when you're talking 4 feet and higher. But one stone size can make up that height, so it's okay.
So it's ready to go?
Yeah.
Make a motion, Mr. Chairman? I'll make a motion to issue the order conditions for Queen Circle, map 12, parcel 12A-14, applicants Octavio and Rosso Mello.
SE 269-0902, is that the one?
That would be the one if it's on yours.
It's not on yours.
No, on ours, but if it's on yours.
And on a correction on that, it's map 12, parcel 212A.
212A,
Thank you.
with the special conditions that are listed there.
Seconded?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
But it's still lot 14 though.
Okay, I'm sorry,
Subdivision lot.
Would you like to continue?
No, I was
So
just
rudely
saying
interrupted you.
that I noticed that part of just isn't applicable to this. I would have recommended adding that into the order. But once I went there and saw the corners posted. But for the next notice of intent on lot 15 that's coming up,
They're gonna get,
they use the same wetlands line as before, and if they hold that line, then they're gonna be working in 25 feet. No touch, okay? So we will have to have them address that wetlands line. It's been amended on the adjacent lot, so we ought to be looking at the same wetlands line.
okay. So we need to have you make a call to him?
I
Or just
was
wait.
gonna mention it to him tonight, but I forgot.
Just wait until it comes in?
Yeah.
Well, you can, once we review it next week, it's downstairs
Yeah.
at the desk, we can give them a call.
Yeah.
Okay, continued notice of intent for RK Centers at the request of the applicant. They would like this continued to April 16th.
Continue the 16th at 5 PM.
No, we don't need a motion.
On the
Yes, we do.
That should say the 15th, not the 16th.
16th, it's the 16th.
We just voted to do the 15th for our meeting, didn't it?
16th.
Oh, I thought I heard the 15th.
5 o'clock
On 16.
on the
Sorry,
16th.
I'm sorry.
We have a motion?
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Still on the 15th.
Anyone else have anything they'd
I
like to
thought
add?
we said the 15th was the meeting.
Good?
Yeah.
Report on the town planning board, do we have a representative on that committee?
Route 138?
Okay,
How's it going?
how's it going?
Confusing.
Okay.
They've changed direction. I missed the last couple meetings due to some unforeseen circumstances, but
David, can we have an alternate?
I don't
Does
see why
anybody else
not.
wanna do it?
they've changed their thinking about, instead of redesigning the whole corridor, to break it up and do it into segments, leaving some parts the way it is, changing other parts. It's a very difficult place to redesign. They were talking about, if you ever been down to Barrington, their center, you come through Barrington on 114 Rhode Island. It's nice, it's a nice little downtown area, but because of the way 138's designed and the houses that already exist there, it would be an impossible task to do. So now they're breaking it into segments and doing it different ways, and I mean, I've even noticed just since the lights have gone in and they've widened it, there's gonna be more issues now that come up, because you're taking 2 lanes and driving it into 1.
Yep.
And unless they take land the whole way up 138 and make it 2 lanes, it's gonna be tough.
Well, they should have exercised their eminent domain, because obviously it's in the public. It's like what they did on 128. There's a section of 128 when you come from 24 heading north. Okay, they opened that up for almost 4 lanes, and then as soon as you go past University Ave, it goes right back there. I'm like,
Because
Well, that's a work in progress.
That's because of the bridges.
Those bridges are all being redesigned. It's gonna be
It's gonna take.
Eventually, it's
4
gonna be
lanes
4.
all the way up to,
Route 9, that's where it widens out to 4 again.
Yeah, it does.
Route 9.
The problem.
Oh, by the Pike
It is a
area.
problem with the bridges, trying to
Yeah.
get by that.
so I'm just thinking that that's probably something that's happening there on 138.
Okay.
that-
Yeah.
Thank you. We have a-
But all of, I mean,
The only other thing that
If
we
you need
had,
an alternate and you're not able to make any of them, let me know.
and then how's our subcommittee doing?
Oh, the townsfolk are beating down the door to participate.
Take a new one.
I'm gonna, until the end of the month to see if
All right, let me know.
if not, it'll just be myself and Bill here.
Real quick too, just so everybody knows, there's a building permit application that came in from Mr. Laggy. Okay, that is still a valid, permitted agricultural use. It's a farm, it's a producing farm. So they're gonna be building another barn for their chickens. And they can't do it.
Where's this? Where?
On
Prospect
Prospect
On
Street.
Prospect Street, down the street from Dave.
It's a pole barn, it's not even a floor.
But I
the
just,
only question I'm gonna ask Azu is, have you been out there? What about the proximity of the potential vernal pool?
I will say this on the record, the agricultural provisions, I just.
Yeah, I didn't know if vernal pools
As long as-
versus agricultural
As
has,
long as they're not in the, because actually, he can put water withdrawal if it's necessary.
from a vernal pool?
For that, absolutely,
I did not know that.
We
I know vernal pools have a little higher status and protection than
If you're
some
ta-
spots.
If you're talking construction, land development,
Yeah,
commercial,
well, that's,
residential.
I didn't know that, yeah.
Farming, he can build that barn right inside the wetlands.
Yeah,
But to feed the chickens, he can drain that pool.
yeah, that doesn't make sense, but,
Wow.
And we did a little research before I would sign that permit today.
But anyway, just want to let you know that if you see construction going on there, they can't do it, and
It's right off the back of the existing barn, just maintaining setbacks.
Wow.
we're talking 2 different things.
If you're looking at the property, it's on the
The
left-hand
left-hand
side, behind one of the buildings.
yeah, but that butter, remember that butter?
Yeah, the area I'm talking about
It's to the right, in the middle.
is behind the pumping station.
Yeah, in the middle. But he's not close to that anyway.
It's more on the north side of his property.
By that neighbor that had contacted us.
So there's 2 different projects going on.
One's the forestry cutting permit
And then this one here is for the,
for the chickens and rabbits or something.
Yep.
Anything further?
oh,
That one last motion.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Wow, that's a good one.